begin now. So before we begin, please silence your cell phones, refrain from eating in here because you can't eat in the lecture hall, and respect the speakers, obviously. So let's begin. As future voters and citizens of Beverly Hills, our input on city council elections and decisions are relevant as well as important. Thank you all for coming as we open tonight's forum. This evening has been made possible by Team BHEF as well as Interact, both programs of our city's youth. My name is Samantha Budai, and I am president of Interact here at Beverly and a proud representative of our city's youth. Allow us to open this forum with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Samantha. My name is Sarah Oakham, and I'm a senior at Beverly as well as the vice president of Team BHEF. And as we begin, we would like to acknowledge the format of this program. To start, we'll allow each candidate 1 minute to introduce themselves. Following introductions, we will begin our student-developed questions. They have been kept confidential, and we ask that all the candidates keep their responses short within the allotted 2-minute period, as we do have very limited time. We would also like the candidates to refrain from debating, as this is a forum. If time permits, we will let the audience ask questions. And so without anything else, I'd like to hand it over to our moderators for the night, Samantha, and then Evan, who's coming in a minute.
So I have to acknowledge our timers in the back, Chloe Levion and Julia Marshall. So candidates, please refer to them. They will be holding up signs to help you keep track of your time. I'd also like to thank KBEV for broadcasting this. This will be airing a little bit later in the week. So let's just begin with introductions. The speaking order was entirely randomized by seating, and it's no particular order. Candidates will have 1 minute speaking time as monitored by our timers in the back. So let's begin with Nancy. You have 1 minute timers?
Yes. Right now? I don't think my mic's on.
Oh.
Just the power button on the mic.
Now it is. Thank you. My name is Nancy Krause. I'm running for City Council seat, although I am currently a vice mayor. I've lived in this community a long time and sat on the council for quite some time. But my work isn't finished yet. I need to complete what we started and have our city ready for the future. But I'm asking this community to stop dividing itself, stop being divisive, and come together and make it work. We can, we should, and we will. We are one, and we need to start acting like a united city to combat the overdevelopment that surrounds us, that suffocates us with the pass-through traffic, and it happens to all of us. Traffic is not an inconvenience. Is time up?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 1 minute.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Mayor Hirsch?
Thank you. My name is John Barish, and I'm currently serving as the mayor. I've been on the council as well, serving with Nancy. I grew up in Beverly Hills. I went to Beverly Hills High School. I was on highlights. So Beverly Hills means a lot to me, and so do the schools. It's home, and home is an almost sacred concept, and I have and continue to be committed to protecting our home and to protecting our city. And one of the things that makes our city so special is that small town feeling. People feel connected. Everybody knows everybody. And so, in my opinion, skyscrapers have absolutely no place in Beverly Hills. And so I continue to be committed to do that. I'm also of the opinion that City Hall exists to serve the residents and not the other way around. And so I started the Sunshine Task Force. I'm also very much in favor of fiscal responsibility. We can get into that later, providing value for money, and also using technology to improve the lives of our residents, including a pioneering program using self-driving cars. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Markowitz?
Hi, I'm Vera Markowitz, and I also am running for City Council. I have been in business for 30 years. I worked with my husband, and we had a large medical practice right next door. In fact, and this is what my principal issue is right here, and I'm addressing you all. Schools are one of the most important facets of our city. We need the schools, and we need the quality of the schools. Each person here is the future of Beverly Hills, and you all are part of that. So I look forward to having your support, your input, and then we'll all work together to make this city great again.
Thank you, Ms. Horowitz. Mr. Friedman?
Thank you. I'm Lester Friedman, and I'm going to give you a little known fact. Your principal, David Jackson, and myself graduated from Fairfax High School many years ago. I've been a resident of the city of Beverly Hills for 32 years, and all of my children went to Beverly Hills High School. They graduated, went on to excellent post-secondary schools. I have nephews who just graduated here, Jason Friedman and Justin Friedman, and I know what the schools need. I know that we need to support the schools through the JPA. We need to deal with our traffic issues. We cannot have overdevelopment. We need to keep our community as it is, a village. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Friedman. Ms. Vila?
Thank you. Thank you, BHF, and the students that put together this forum. I'm a mother of two in the school district. I have a son at the high school, and I have a daughter at El Rodeo. They're fourth generation Beverly Hills. My husband, Dorian, sitting in the front, he went to Hawthorne in Beverly Hills High, too. I've been involved in the PTA, the PTSA, and have financially contributed to the BHEF. I've even attended school board meetings on occasion. I'm also a Rotarian, so thank you, Interact, and I'm a member of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm a retired attorney, the past chair of Recs and Parks. This past year, we opened up the first dog park. While on the commission, I spearheaded for a teen room at Roxbury Park, and I created the first JPA liaison committee between the city and the school district. Your voices are important. You determine the vision of our city. We need to move into the future together. We need to have the city and the school district working together. I'm thankful for this opportunity to share this time with you.
Thank you, Ms. Vilak. Mr. Wonderlich?
I'm Bob Wonderlich. Thank you for putting on this event. I always enjoy speaking at the schools and at the high school for a couple of reasons. One is because of the importance of the schools for our community, but also because education made me what I am today. My kids, Matthew and Michelle, went through the Beverly Hills schools, but I went through the New York City public schools. And then in a life-changing event, my father's union, the electricians union, gave both my sister and me scholarships to Columbia. And then I went on with a second scholarship to Harvard. I got a PhD in chemical physics there, worked as a scientist, went on one more time to school, UCLA. I've been an economist for the last 25 years. But education is really responsible for who I am today, not just my professional career, but how I think about the world. See, I'm running for city council to try to strike that right balance. We depend upon our commercial sector for 2/3 to 3/4 of our budget, but the commercial sector always has to be in service of our residential quality of life. So what I'm hoping to do on city council is to strike that right balance. Other priorities are to spend money wisely, it's the residents' money, and to assure openness in government. Thank you again for hosting this event.
Thank you. Mr. Finkel?
Is it on? Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Elliot Finkel, your city treasurer and a candidate for city council. I'm a 35-year resident of Beverly Hills, as is my investment advisory business. My children are graduates of Beverly High. For the past 20 years, I have been working with residents, the business community, and city staff to make our city as good as it can be. As city treasurer, public works commissioner, police foundation board member, conference and visitors bureau board member, and a Rotarian, I have proven again and again how well I work with every sector of our community. Our schools are a vital part of Beverly Hills. Like public safety, they add desirability to our community and value to our property. The city must offer financial management and support to our schools, as well as provide safety and security. Our students are the future of Beverly Hills. Our community deserves the best school district possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fisher?
I'm Howard Fisher, and I am not running for city council. I am running unopposed for treasurer. I am a graduate of this institution Friday the 13th, 1969. I was on highlights. I shot the Norman newsreel. God knows if you still have that thing. And, all right. And the most important class I ever took in all of my education was study skills right here at Beverly. So I appreciate and understand the benefits of a good education. My kids went to BV and they're graduates of Beverly, class of 2000 and 2004. As treasurer, I don't get involved with policy, but I will be involved with finance and, of course, interacting with the schools, the JPA, are things that I look forward to doing and strengthening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Thank you all for introducing yourselves. I would now like to introduce Evan Amati, President of Team KBEV.
Hi, my name is Evan Amati. I'm also a senior at Beverly and the current president of Team BHEF. Let's begin with, the speaking order.
We're just gonna hop in to our questions now. Thank you. So our first question, you guys will have about 2 minutes to respond to this. We want you to stay within the 10 minutes so we can get through as many questions as possible. So our first question. As we all know, our schools, as well as some of the K-8s, are going through a period of construction. As a city council member, how will you work through this? What are plans with funding or lack thereof? So we're going to start a little differently. Let's start with Vera and go around the other way.
So state your question again so we're all clear.
Okay. As we all know, our school, as well as some of the K-8s, are going through a period of construction. As a city council member, how will you work through this? What are your plans with funding or lack thereof?
So as a city council person, we really can't fund construction or the schools, but we can contribute to the joint powers agreement, and that's a rental agreement, and we can increase it if necessary. And that's a discussion between the school board and obviously the council. These are important issues. We have to look at every single need. This particular school has had tremendous needs. And the other schools have all had those addressed and have been rebuilt. But now it's the high school's turn. And we as the council have to look at it and discuss this and work with the school board to make sure that it happens well.
Thank you. We will now hand it over to Mr. Friedman.
Thank you. It is correct that there are 2 different political subdivisions that are involved. That is the City of Beverly Hills, which is separate from the school board. So funding for construction must come from funds that the school district directs. However, funding is not just monetary, it's also support. And I believe that the city needs to support the construction efforts of the school district. I think that some of the problems that we're having at El Rodeo in terms of the teachers finding parking need to be addressed. I think that the high school, the construction there has limited parking also. I think that we need to give concessions to the school and school personnel during the time that this construction is going on. Because the reality is that living in Beverly Hills, people come to Beverly Hills for 3 reasons: police, fire, and schools. That's why I came to Beverly Hills, and that's why many young families come here. So we need to be very supportive of the schools in any way we can as a city.
Thank you. Ms. Vilas?
Thank you. Thank you. I've always believed that the city, the school district, and the city need to work together. It's true. Why do people come here? Because of our world-class police department, our world-class fire department, and what should be a world-class school district. We're going under construction. We've been going through construction. We finally have Horace Mann almost completely done. That is a state-of-the-art school. That is what all of our schools should look like, from Hawthorne to El Rodeo, Beverly Vista, and Beverly Hills High. So where do we get the funding? We tried to get the funding through Measure Y. It only failed by 349 votes. It was supposed to pass by 66.3%, and it was only 349 votes. We needed the city to come forth. We needed the city to be more supportive of the schools. Look, I feel your pain. I have 2 children in the school district, and yet I'm also serving on the Rec and Parks Commission. So I'm torn between the city and the school district. But it's so important that our children be able to graduate from schools where they can become true human beings, true adults in our society. And the only way that's going to happen is if our schools get up to the 21st century. We need to get technology, and we need to have our schools finished, and I do hope that the city becomes a little more supportive with regards to the funding. The JPA provides for a certain amount, but clearly the school district provides so many different facilities for the city, from the fields to the classrooms to parking lots to the swimming pool to the basketball court. There's a lot of things that the school district provides that I think the city needs to recognize a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wunderlich?
Thank you. The schools are vital for Beverly Hills, both because they attract residents here, but also they create a sense of community. On our block, which was South Camden, at one time we had 26 kids who lived on the block. They all went to the schools, they all walked to the schools together, and that really goes a long way towards creating the community that is Beverly Hills. And so the city certainly has to support the schools. The city, as other people have pointed out, is limited in terms of literally the amount of money that it can pay to the schools. It's limited by the amounts of money in the JPA, the Joint Powers Agreement, and that has to be in response for use of school facilities and so on. But as Lester said also, there are other ways the city can help out. The city can help out with expertise. If the school board were open to it, it'd be possible for the city to help out with some financial expertise, perhaps even construction management expertise. Those things would be possible. I think there's other ways that the city could help out, one of which is occurring to me. I know the school already has a robotics program. My son was on robotics. But there are also other events like that that the city could participate in. I'm the city's director of Metropolitan Water District. And Metropolitan Water District is the water wholesaler for Southern California. It supplies the water for Southern California from Ventura to San Diego, out to Riverside. Metropolitan sponsors a Solar Cup event. It's something like robotics, but students get a kit, and from that they build a solar-powered boat, and they compete in that. Perhaps the Department of Public Works could be willing to sponsor that and participate with the schools. So it certainly is. Oh, and here's one other possibility. This is just longer range, but something to explore. And again, this would have to be in cooperation, of course, with the school board. But I wonder if there might be possibilities in the future, this is not a today thing, in which the city could actually own or build facilities and lease those to the school. And might that be a way that the schools might, for example, be able to get additional parking or something like that? I think that would just be a concept that could potentially be explored. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Finkel?
Yes, thank you. I think it's still on. I was one of those people who supported the new members of the school board in saying that Measure Y was not specific enough to tell us how the money was going to be spent. I think there is an ongoing issue with the school system. I've offered my help in the city's Department of Finance help back in 2009 with their budget. I offered to join the Citizens Oversight Committee. I think there is a lack of clarity and transparency of funding which needs to be addressed before you can move forward, so you actually know what it is that you're going to do. As far as supporting the schools, as I say, it's a vital part of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Fisher?
Thank you. You first strengthen the JPA. More funds can be put through the JPA. Second, provide off-campus assistance. It's already been mentioned, parking for faculty, parking for students. There are other things that could be provided by the city, such as expertise, not only in budget, but in building, construction. And if the school doesn't have to spend money on those sorts of things, that'll free up dollars for other things. Policing's another. We could have part of the police department come back to the campus and have greater presence than it does now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Krasny?
Hi. It is on. I am a school teacher. I was a school teacher and I'm head of the class. So let's start with that. I love teaching, but then there was a time I had to take care of my own children too. Money is not the problem with our schools. we have the money. The money's within the community, it's within the school district. But when you disrupt 5 campuses simultaneously, there are repercussions and fallout. And that's one of them. Now, realistically, the schools are part of the state district. We're just a subdivision. And years ago, when the Jimmy's lot became available, I went to the school board and asked them to give up the oil well and give that property and trade it. Would have given the school district a building on their campus where the oil well is, and they could have had their soccer field or football field or playing field in LA. And Councilmember Brucker at that time said, no, he wasn't Councilmember, school board member Brucker said at that time, we don't want our children playing in Los Angeles. And I turned to him and said, they play in Downey, Long Beach, Torrance, Redondo. What difference does it make? Because all the revenue from the building would have gone straight into the coffers of the school district. So it's not about money, it's about doing the right thing. The city, the school district is a separate entity, and it's like mixing church and state. I don't tell the school district what to do. They tell us what they want, and we try to provide them with all the funds that they request and take care of the issues that they need. As for parking all the teachers in our city lots, I have to finish this one. I'm sorry, take it off of me the next time. As for parking teachers in the city lots, those merchants have paid a lot of money to have those parking lots available. And if we filled it up with all the teachers' cars, that would be taking away the goose that lays the golden egg. So we couldn't do that, and there's too many schools disrupted.
Thank you. Mayor Murish?
So the question was, what can the city do to help with the construction? And the answer is that when it comes to our police and that sort of thing, we can help facilitate it. When it comes to planning or financing, that's not what the city does. There are cities in the US where the schools are the responsibility of the city council. This is not one of them. That's why there is a separately elected school board which is financed separately. As was pointed out, through a JPA, a joint powers agreement, the city provides the schools with over $10 million a year. Now, the issue of parking at El Rodeo was addressed. There was a conflict between the residents who live there and the teachers, and we have facilitated a solution. I believe that they've worked something out now. That's a way that the city can help. But there really is nothing that the city specifically can do with these plans. That's not the city's job. And so I think it's important for us to understand where the responsibilities and what the purview is of each organization.
Thank you very much. We will now move into our next question. Evan, take it away.
Thank you everybody for your thoughtful answers. Our next question is,